Hi, welcome to Tool Tips UK, and this one's for the apprentices and the beginners out there. And we're going to be looking at twin on earth, 2.5mm cable, which is typically used in your ring main socket circuits. And all I'm going to do is to show you a really quick, easy way, or two different ways, just to strip back to the inner cores inside the cable. So if you want to come in a bit closer, and I'll just show you what it looks like inside, just so you know. So with the grey outer strip back, it will reveal the uninsulated conductor. This is the CPC, known as the circuit protective conductor, or the earth. We then have the brown, which is the live, and the blue, which is the neutral. And we're going to end up trying to get it, well, we will get it to this stage. So this is the neutral and the live stripped back, ready to go into the terminal, and also the earth with the CPC with the earth sleeving on to identify that is the earth. So if we get our cable now, and the first way I'm going to show you is what I got shown as an apprentice, is using standard pair of pliers. These are electrical ones because they're VDE 1000-volt insulated. Now if you look at the pliers, they have two cutting faces here, obviously for cutting through stuff. And then you have like the teeth, serrated teeth for gripping. So what you're going to do is grab your cable. You're going to work out how much you want to strip back. We're not going to do too much. On this one there's no need, because this is just for showing. So what you want to do is get your teeth, the cutting edge faces, sorry, and you just want to gently squeeze around the cable, leaving slight indentation within the grey, but it's not revealing any of the blue or the brown or the copper of the earth inside. And then what all this is doing is just making it easier when you strip this back. It's just hopefully going to leave it a bit cleaner of a cut, the out of insulation. And then what you want to do next is using the end of the pliers, the teeth, the grippy parts. You just want to kind of pinch the outer and just pull it away. Now you can see you got the brown there. You just want to bend that out best you can, and then you want to get to that, the CPC, which is always central. It always runs central on these cables. So you just want to get your pliers in. It's a bit fiddly when you first start doing these, and you see I've just lifted it up with the pliers. You just grab the end of it and you just give it a pull. You see that? I'm pulling it central, keeping it central. If you pull it to one way or the other, you're going to pull this conductor against the insulation on the other ones. And you just keep pulling till you get to that line. And then what you can do then is just peel back the grey outer, twin and earth, and it should just peel away. I'll have to give it a bit of a tug. I'll use some pliers. Give it a bit of a tug. There you go. Next step is normally when you're in the process of doing it, you tend to just give a bit of a nick and a damage to the end of these cables. You just want to cut them clean off, like so. So now they're all the same. What you then want to do is strip back the desired length. We'll go into the how much you need to strip back depending on what they're going into and what you're connecting into, but just for the time being, just while you're getting used to stripping the cable, you just want to get your cutting pliers, cutting edges again, just, I don't know, go back half an inch or so, an inch, whatever. You can go back as much as you want, and you just want to kind of lightly pinch, and you can kind of feel it. You don't want to feel it go hard because then you're in the copper, and you just kind of want to work your way around, relieve a bit of the pressure, and then you just drag your pliers away. So you want to relieve the pressure because you've cut through the insulation all the way around, and what you're doing, you're just using those cutting faces just to kind of squeeze against the end of the insulation, and you're just sliding it off more than anything. So you just cut round, take a bit of the pressure off, and then you see how I'm just pushing it with my thumb and just slide it off. So you want to do. So there we go, we have these two now stripped back to our desired lengths. Now what happens is if you get cut too deep, and I'll do one now, cut too deep on them, like that, you can see there's a slight nick where these cutting faces have actually gone into the copper, and then what happens is you give it a bit of a bend, which normally happens. You're inside the socket, you're trying to push it back or whatever the light fit in, you bend it a few times and it'll just snap off, and that is definitely what you don't want. Okay, so it should be nice and clean, no damage to the copper. You're literally just going through the insulation, just through it, if not even all the way through, and letting the pliers just slide it off and it'll just break. The next thing you must always do is identify your CPC conductor, and you can buy the green and yellow sleeve in here, and what you want to do is you can just offer it up, get to the right length, cut it, and then it just slides over this side. Right, so we've then dressed the CPC, so we put the green and yellow on, and we stripped the cable with pliers. Now this is what I got taught like 10 years ago to do. Cable strippers were around then, but they're a lot more used nowadays, so I've got an older pair of cable strippers to show you, which are these ones. If I squeeze them, you can see that they work. They're a side on feed, not an end feed, so you don't put them in this way, you put them in this way. These two clamp down, there's some cutting edges and they just help cut, indents it and then tears it away, like how we were stripping, and it does it for you. So what you can do, put it in, give it a pull, you see it cuts it, nice, really nice and straight lines, slide the outer off. And what you can normally do with these, and these are where they speed up a lot of time, is you can put it all back in again, like so, and it does both the conductors in the same time. Cut it to be the same length, and they're all nice square cuts, and then it's back to the same old thing, getting your sleeve in and then just having to dress the CPC again, just to be able to identify it. I can get it on, can't get it on, there we go, there you go, it's identified. Obviously it's a bit long, but don't matter, there you go.